Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity. And the motion is brought by a good friend of mine from Kitale and seconded by a member from Kitale. And that is very surprising, Mr. Speaker, because although he is my lovely friend, I don't hold the same view with respect to this motion. First of all, Mr. Speaker, when you read Article 60 of the Kenya Constitution, subsection B of that article, there is an emphasis on the security of land rights. And Mr. Speaker, you will remember yourself that some years back, the Honorable Elijah Mwangale, coming from more or less the same area as the Honorable Mover, brought up this issue at a forum and used this title, which really I find difficult to understand, of idle land. Mr. Speaker, land use is more the issue. Although the member who spoke last said that the elephant in the room is not fragmentation of the land, but rather the large landowners, I would like to submit that the problem with the land in Kenya is that we are subdividing it. And if you go to the farms in Kitale, the smallholder hand-to-mouth farmers earn less than the people who have large tracts of land. And in the People's Republic of China, where I stayed and worked for 5 years, the big tracts of land in Harbin and in other areas are the ones that feed the country. We should not fall into this temptation of thinking that because some people are landless, that the cure for this is to subdivide the land. In fact, subdivision of land will reduce productivity of that land. And one thing we should disabuse ourselves, Mr. Speaker, there is never going to be a time when everybody in Kenya is going to own land. And the sooner we come out of that belief that people should own land, the better. Because we are multiplying and the land is not multiplying. And we fall into this temptation of subdividing our land, it is not going to be viable in the long run. The second issue here, Mr. Speaker, coming from an area that is pastoralist, and on behalf of many pastoralists, I would like to say there is no such concept as idle land. You see, Mr. Speaker, if I have my 100 cows and somebody is taking a trip maybe to Masai Mara, and he looks at my land because my cows are grazing at another corner, and he calls my land idle land, without knowing that tomorrow that is where my cows will be grazing. It is a question of how do we use land. Our lands in Maasai land, in Somaliland, in Somaliland, but among the Somali, and in Samburu and wherever they are pastoralists and a river, should not be classified as idle land. And I know that the members from particular areas of Kenya have pressure. They don't know, they cannot see the future. But I can tell you, I've seen the way the Kisii people have reacted to land pressure. When you compare the economy of the Kisii people and the economy of the Maasai people who have a lot of land and the Kisii don't have, the economy of the Kisii is stronger because they have since moved on to try and find other ways of running their economy. They are not sitting down salivating on the Maasai land. And I think that those communities that are facing pressure on land should actually be more innovative and show their people how else to make money they are never going to get land because the land belongs to other people. And I want to revisit this issue. Mr. Speaker, we are one Republic of Kenya. We are, I agree. But you see, everybody has his corner in the end. And you see, you cannot bring, when it comes to sharing of property, you cannot in the end put together one pool of land and say that this is Kenya, there is a group of people who do not have land, and there is another group that have land, so now let us